Okay, here we go. I think we're live today. Yay! Let me adjust my hair. All right. Whew. Hello, everyone. How are you? Happy Thursday. Yeah, I have zero idea what today is. It all just kind of rolls together, right? When you never leave the house, who knows what's going on? So I did go on a walk last night, and I went and picked up some takeout, which was kind of nice because we've been eating a lot of chicken and a lot of veggies, and it was kind of nice to have some fried food. But I did go through the drive-thru and pick it up and then bring it home. So yeah, it was kind of nice to just leave and drive around. It was a beautiful day, so had the windows rolled down and just kind of took a little drive. Okay, shall we get started? Let's do this, shall we? It is, 12:15 on the dot. Let's do this. All right. Hi, everyone. Hello, my lovelies. How are you today? I am Crystal Webster, for those of you that don't know me. I am the founder and chief solace officer of Sharing Solace. I am also the author of Confessions of a Griever, turning a hot mess into an Haute Message, Laughable Lessons for when life just sucks. Hello, Lee. How are you? But more so than running a small business, more so than being an author, I am Madeline's mother, and I strive very hard to be the best mama that I can. Well, thank you. I enjoy my shirt as well. I have plenty of these shirts, but I've been trying to wear something other than branded logo apparel. So yeah, anyway, Crystal Webster, Sharing Solace. Gonna read the main book learning chapter in the book today. The needs of the morning. I've tried to make this as enjoyable as possible. But it is the book learning chapter. It's great information. It's things you need to hear. Since I needed to hear, and it was nice to hear from someone that knows more than what I do. So welcome to Thursday the 2nd. We are going to read Needs of the Morning. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Just give me some love. Let me know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, please let me know you're watching the replay, because that's kind of fun too. Yeah. All right. So this is a long one. It is long. It is 5 pages or 10 pages, depending on how you look at it. But given that everything else has been about a page and a half, this is a good long one. So settle in, grab your beverage of the day. Mine is the Grinch coffee with, it's coffee flavored creamer. It's probably a better way it's nice and white this morning. And by morning, I mean afternoon. Okay, so here we go. The needs of the morning. All right, hold on to your handkerchiefs, friends. This is the main book learning story. It'll probably feel a little stale, but it's all really good information. I'll do my best to make it as entertaining as possible. So did you know that grieving and mourning are different? They are. Grieving is the emotional internal response to a loss. Mourning is the outward display of that grief. Being sad is grieving. Crying is mourning. I don't believe that you can healthily have one without the other. If you're not grieving, there really isn't nothing to outwardly mourn. But if you're grieving a loss and don't or can't externally express signs of mourning, that's where the issues begin. Not allowing yourself to outwardly mourn, share stories, journal, cry, allow yourself to feel your feels, generally just getting your feelings out of your physical body. That is what keeps you from beginning to heal. In fact, author Cheryl Richardson, she's one of Oprah's BFFs, says people start to heal the moment they feel heard. By not moving towards mourning and therefore moving towards healing, You're just teaching yourself it's okay to bottle up those emotions, and at some point you'll explode like a can of soda being kicked down the road. I promise you that's what will happen. I've been there. I've done that. I even have the t-shirt. If you haven't heard about Dr. Alan D. Wolfelt along your grief journey, I'd like to introduce you. My friend, Dr. Wolfelt. Dr. Wolfelt, my friend. This guy has spent the last 3+ decades educating, researching, and counseling on grief. He runs the Center of Loss and Life Transition in Colorado, too. I encourage you to read his book, The Wilderness of Grief, Finding Your Way. It's a concise book dispelling many of the misconceptions of grief. The chapters are short, and you can pick it up and put it down over and over and over again. It's the perfect kind of book for one of us. We'll come back to good old Alan in just a moment. Robert Frost said the best way is always through. Now, while you know my take on this is that you never really get out of grief, I still find this quote very fitting. You don't get to skirt the edges of grief and expect to begin to heal in a meaningful way. You got to go right smack dab through the middle of your grief, feeling all the feels and exploring all of those painful thoughts to make progress towards healing. I do like how Dr. Wolfelt says that to mourn is to actively participate in your grief journey. The key word here is actively. He also says there are 6 markers all mourners will experience on their path. Now, that doesn't mean your grief journey will not be uniquely personal and intense. It more means that these are the basic human needs of grief, like food, water, shelter, and companionship. This is what he believes needs to happen for you to actively participate in your grief. Now, here's a side note. Dr. Wolfelt specifically writes about loss via a death, but I believe these needs apply to all loss and all grief. If you are mourning the loss of something other than a death, please just remove the word death and replace it with something more fitting. I've tried to do this as best as I can. All right, need number 1. Acknowledge the reality of the death or loss. Confront your loss. Allow yourself to realize the reality of that loss. This, insert the appropriate noun, person, job, pet, dream, etc., will never physically be a part of your life again. You'll probably find yourself replaying memories, both good and bad, over and over again in your mind. If there are questions or unsolved mysteries around your loss, you'll probably spend a fair bit of time thinking through every minute detail, wondering if something could have been done differently. That's normal. Please do spend time constructively reliving the events leading up to and shortly after your loss. As much as this will hurt your heart, it is vital to the mourning process. It helps you to make your loss more real, which again is how you begin to heal. Here's another note. This need, along with the other 5, may require you to circle back around to pay attention to it from time to time, weeks, months, or even years later. This is not a clear-cut path with a finish line. Give yourself patience and self-compassion to tend to your needs as much as you need. Don't beat yourself up because you're not where you should be. You're exactly where you need to be on your journey. It just might not match up with your or society's expectations. Need number 2, embracing the pain of your loss. Feel your frickin' feels. Pain and sorrow are going to become your new best friends for a while. I know you probably don't want to hear that. In fact, it's a million times easier at first to push those feelings deep, deep down to where they're all but forgotten about. You're not expected to feel all your feelings in one sitting. Take them in bite-sized chunks when you can. You don't always get to choose how and when you feel your feelings, but when you can, do it in pieces. Find distractions from the pain is perfectly acceptable from time to time. One of my favorite ways to distract myself is to play cards. Rummy, Go Fish, Kings on the Corner, they're all great go-to games. You know how to play them from childhood, and they involve very little mental capacity. You can just space in and out and still have an idea what's going on in the game. and you're going to space in and out anyway. You might as well embrace it. Doing great, staying strong, looking good, and all that junk is just that. Junk. It's not something you strive for. You're actually doing future you more harm by not embracing your emotions and feelings in the present. You don't need to keep up appearances for yourself or anyone else. Be real and be authentic. Need number 3. Remembering the person who died or the thing that's now gone. The great philosopher and rapper Macklemore in the song Glorious once said, "I heard you die twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that someone mentions your name." Honestly, I've also found that Banksy is credited with this sentiment, and another sighting that said it's an old Jewish saying. It really doesn't matter who said it. It's just plain true. There will always be people in your life that want to help you by removing the physical signs of your loss. That's pictures, souvenirs, clothing, etc. And will try to take away your memories as quickly as possible. They think they're doing what's best for you. Maybe they want to help you move out of the house or take the kibble bowl out of the kitchen. Well, this is all well and good. It's only good when it's your idea and on your time frame. Take time to tell stories to yourself through journaling and vlogging, or to others through conversation. Capture your memories, both good and bad, and hold them near your heart. The more you choose to remember and share your stories, the easier and more fulfilling it will become to share about your loss. Hopefully, one day, when you're sharing your memories, you'll notice your tears of pain have become tears of happy remembrance. Need number 4. Developing a new self-identity. Self-identity is a tough one, especially if you've identified yourself in a certain way for a very long time. We often define ourselves based on our relationship with others: mother, daughter, sister, brother, father, husband, wife, son, and it can all change like that. Not only do we all self-identify, but society also defines you based on the relationships they can see. This concept has caused particular difficulty for me personally. I am a mother. Period. The end. I just don't change poopy diapers or wake up in the middle of the night for feedings, and I'm not a Girl Scout troop leader. I still want to present the best example I can for my daughter and make her proud. Others just can't see with their eyes what I feel in my heart. Oftentimes after a loss, while in the process of finding that new identity, we tend to regress, like a kid working to become independent. You can get frustrated, irritated, and sometimes feel helpless. On top of those helpless feelings, you also have to fill the roles that were once held by others. Someone still needs to mow the lawn and fold the laundry, which can become extra emotionally draining, in addition to the already draining emotional effects of grief. As we work towards finding our new normal, you may find new aspects of your life that you enjoy or consider yourself good at. Who knew that you knew how to charge the car's oil or bake a beautiful souffle? You will almost definitely find you're a more compassionate and empathetic person. Developing your new self-identity makes me think of the platitude, even though you know how much I hate platitudes. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Need number 5, searching for meaning. How and why? There are going to be about 90% of the questions you ask yourself over and over. I can almost promise you will deeply examine a lot of the beliefs that you formerly held as truths. If you're a spiritual person, you may either grow closer to or veer away from your faith. You will not only question the meaning behind your loss, but also the meaning of life completely. Why did this happen to me? What is my purpose on earth if it is not to blank? All of these questions and feelings are normal while you grieve. Please allow yourself to ask the questions and explore your answers. But understand that your questions and answers might not be the right answers for everyone. There may not even be a right answer to your question. Be critical of the things you used to hold as truths. For me, personally, I turned away from the organized religion I grew up with, but became a much, much more faithful person in the process. And because I was able to come to terms with that previous disconnect, I'm a much happier person today. You will not find the answers to all your questions overnight. Or maybe you never find the answers to some of them. You will, however, start to find your meaning and your silver lining. That is the true goal. Need number 6, receiving ongoing support from others. You're not going to be able to do this all alone, so please don't try. You need quality and quantity when it comes to support. Meaningful support from your social circle typically ends shortly after your loss. 3 to 6 months is pretty standard. That is why you can't only rely on friends and family. Please, 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 please consider finding a counselor to talk to regularly and or a constructive support group. They have walked in your shoes before. They understand grief is a never-ending path, and they will offer you the love and support you need after your friends and family have moved forward with their lives. Now, here's a side note. Support groups can be tricky to navigate. If I have one bit of advice for you, it's to keep looking. You need to find a support group that resonates with you and your unique grief, and is also willing to support and challenge you as you heal. Misery loves company, and some support groups just become grief ghettos. Now, here's a side note to that side note. I'm a huge proponent of seeking professional support. Someone you pay that listens to you bitch. You don't need to feel bad about bogarting the conversation or only talking about what you want to talk about. That's the point of counseling. You do need to be open to receiving the professional advice as well, though. If you're not open to receiving the professional advice, then I suggest you visit the last story option below. Okay, I've said it before, and it's worth saying again. You do not get over your grief. You learn to live with it, you hold it, you carry it, it becomes part of you as you find a way towards your new normal. Once you're able to reconcile with that new normal, only then will you be able to move forward with your life with a renewed sense of meaning and purpose. All right, needs of the morning. There we go. What of those 6 needs, six, which one resonated with you the most? I'd love to know which of these you feel like you need the most additional support from. You know, maybe you need more ongoing support from others. Maybe you need to search for that meaning. I would love to know what you think. Because if I can help with that, I mean, obviously the whole idea behind sharing solace is to provide support and provide love and comfort to those when they need it most, myself included. I'd love to know what you think, because it's tough. Grief is tough. Oh my God, grief is tough. And if I can help in any way, whatever that is, I want to. If that's providing ongoing support, obviously that's what I'm here to do. If that is to send you a virtual hug, because I can't give a hug to anybody right now, to be perfectly honest, I want to do that. If that is to just listen and be there to hear you talk about the good and the bad and the dirty and the ugly about the person or the thing that you lost. If you just need me to sit there and say, you're right, yes, I want to do that for you too. So let me know how I can help. I keep looking like I'm going to read something new on here. I'm not. I'm just going to see which one of these pages. Here we go. So we got 3 options for tomorrow. We are pretty much done with the book learning. I don't think we're going to get to the official stages of grief chapter, which is fine, because you all know that there are 5 and or 7 stages of grief. And I think I have made the comment multiple times that they are all crap. And there's no such thing as, well, I mean, yeah, they're just junk. They're just used, they're just there to be used against grievers as they're finding their new normal, in my opinion. So back on track. Let's pick the stories for tomorrow. Okay, so we got 3 options for tomorrow. A, not all support groups turn into grief ghettos, but they can if you're not careful and selective. Read Grief Ghettos. 2, you don't get over grief. Do I sound like a broken record yet? You learn to internalize it. You become stronger and you learn to carry it better. Learn why grief is a broken rib by reading, well, Grief is a Broken Rib. Or 3, do these needs not quite resonate with you just yet? That's okay. This might not be your time. You might not be ready to move forward just yet. You must do it on your own schedule. Read, this might not be your time. So there are our options. 1, Grief Ghetto. 1A, Grief Ghetto. B, Grief is a Broken Rib. And C, this might not be your time. In the comments, A, B, or C, let me know what you want to read. And we will read that tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. They're all pretty snarky. Yeah. If you want like more of my personal story, even though it's not really my personal story, this might not be your time is a good one. I think that's the longest of all of them. But yeah. So A, B, or C, just leave it in the notes. Oh, we got a Grief is a Broken Rib. That's a good one too. We got 1 vote for Grief is a Broken Rib. If you want to hear something else, let me know. Let me see. I got some. Oh, we got a couple A's. Grief Ghetto. Yeah, that one. There is some research in there. I actually researched it, and it's fascinating what I figured out. What the research showed. So I'm super excited about that one. Yeah, that's what I got. Hi, Frank. How are you? So A, B, or C, pick one at the end of the night before I go to bed tonight, sometime between 11. Let's see. I don't have to be, okay. So sometime between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. I will pick one and get it all ready and send it out. If you're not currently on the list to get updates and reminders that we go live every day, just go to sharingsolace.com/book and request your first 2 stories. sharingsolace.com/book, click get my 2 stories. You'll get the 2 stories. You'll be on the list, and that will help me to help you to help me to remind you every day that we go live at about 12:15 Central Time, which is lunchtime, my time. And then I can email you and say, hey, we're going live, don't forget. And of course, these are all saved in the video section. So if you miss a live one, it is there for you. And if you could watch it that day, then you get to vote too. So yeah, let me see what else I got. Of course, I have notes. Okay, sharingsolace.com/book gets you all the goodies about the book itself. There's some videos there. There's some good stuff. You can request the first couple stories in writing, so you can read it whenever you want. Be careful. The first word is a 4-letter word, but it has like 47 letters in it. But that's how I feel. 2, the coolest thing. So we are 47 days from Madeline's 10th birthday. Who's counting? And of course, I've had to transition. I'm pivoting. And Madeline's 10th birthday party is going to be virtual because people aren't allowed to get together. It is what it is, you know? I can only do what I can. I can only control what I can control. And I can control the location of Madeline's birthday. So go to sharingsolace.com/birthday just Birthday, and RSVP to join us for her virtual birthday party. It's Tuesday, May 19th. Yes, it's a Tuesday. Yes, it has to be a Tuesday. That's just how it's going to be. So if you haven't gone over there, just RSVP. It's as easy as that. It's like name a couple check boxes and you're good to go. And then you'll be RSVP'd and you can get all the goodies. I don't know what those goodies, well, I know what some of the goodies are. I don't know what all the goodies are yet. But I have 47 days to figure it out. So we're good. Yeah, so I think that is it. One final reminder to vote for one of the 3 stories that we're going to listen to tomorrow, which are A, Grief Ghetto, B, Grief is a Broken Rib, or C, This Might Not Be Your Time. This is when I ask you to judge a book by its cover. Which of those titles is most appealing to you? And we will read that one. Right now, I think Grief Ghetto is in the, well, right now during the live, Grief Ghetto is in the running to be what we read tomorrow, but who knows? So, yeah, let me know what you think. So that is all I got for today. That was a long one. Oh my gosh, that was a long one. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a thing or two, and we'll do this again tomorrow. So until tomorrow, get grateful. See you real soon. Mwah!